His attitude. It all changed 3 years ago. The night his parents died, it was an accident. An accident?
And then, just 1 month later, the universe broke him completely.
I insulted a stranger on my first day at work. 10 minutes later, he fired me in front of the entire company. That same night, I found out I was living in his house. First days are already stressful, but mine became a disaster before I even entered the office. I was running late, coffee in one hand, orientation documents in the other. Then suddenly, I bumped into somebody hard near the elevator. Coffee spilled everywhere, mostly on him. The man looked down slowly at his stained black suit, and immediately, I knew my life was finished.
Watch where you're going.
I'm so sorry, I was running, but wait, you completely stepped into my path.
You think this is funny?
It was an accident. Ruining your suit doesn't give you the right to humiliate me.
The elevator became painfully silent. Everybody nearby froze. One employee whispered quietly, "She's dead." 3 minutes later, I discovered the stranger was the CEO of the company. The moment I entered the conference room, my stomach dropped because sitting at the head of the table was the elevator guy. And somehow, he looked even angrier now.
Your name?
Maya.
The intern who thinks rules don't apply to her.
It was an accident.
And the disrespect afterward? You're fired.
Wait, please. I need this placement. I worked hard for this.
Fine, you need this placement? Fine. You'll do your finance hours, but the rest of your day belongs to me. You start as my personal assistant.
The room became silent again because everybody knew something I didn't. Working for Daniel Cisse was a nightmare. Later that evening, I discovered I was also living with him. The HR department called me before I left. They said my corporate housing assignments had been changed by executive order. I didn't understand why. Until the driver pulled up to the gate. That night, I followed the company driver to the staff residence the company assigned to interns. At least, that's what I thought. Because the moment the gates opened, I froze. This was the residence. It was a mansion. Huge glass windows, luxury cars, security everywhere. Then suddenly, Daniel walked down the staircase wearing a black fitted and grey sweatpants, and somehow he looked even more intimidating outside the office.
Why are you here?
I live here.
You live here?
You're the new live-in assistant.
My soul left my body immediately. The next morning, I accidentally entered a room Daniel never allowed anybody inside. The house was painfully quiet the next morning. I walked through the hallway carrying files nervously. Then suddenly, one door opened slightly. Curiosity won immediately. I pushed the door carefully, then froze. Pictures everywhere, a smiling couple, an older man and woman, and a frame of Daniel laughing beside the beautiful girl. For the first time, he looked genuinely happy, and all of a sudden, Daniel's voice appeared behind me. Cold, dangerously cold.
What are you doing?
I was looking for the office room.
That room stays closed.
I noticed his expression change instantly. Not anger, it's pain, real pain.
I'm sorry.
Get out.
That night, the maid finally told me why Daniel pushed everybody away. Inside the company, people feared Daniel. To them, he was just the heartless CEO, the cold, difficult man. But according to the maid, Daniel wasn't always a monster. Everything changed 3 years ago, the night his parents died. And honestly, after hearing the full story, I finally understood the sadness behind his anger.
His attitude. It all changed 3 years ago. The night his parents died, it was an accident. An accident? It was raining heavily. Their car flipped on a lonely road. The terrible part is, they stayed alive inside that wreckage for almost 2 hours. Oh my God. Didn't anyone call for help? People stopped, yes, but instead of helping them, they stole from them. They snatched their watches, their phones, even the jewelry off his mother's hands while they passed away. That is absolutely demonic. How could anyone do that?
Daniel had to find out from the police report. He realized the world is full of vultures. And then, just 1 month later, the universe broke him completely.
What happened? His childhood sweetheart, the only girl he ever loved. She passed away from sickle cell complications. In 30 days, he lost everyone.
For the first time since I met him, Daniel no longer sounded like a rude, arrogant boss. He just sounded entirely, completely broken. The next day, Daniel finally exploded at me. The office became chaotic after an important file went missing. Employees panicked everywhere. Daniel stormed into his office angrily.
Where is the report?
I sent it last night.
You had one job.
The file isn't missing because of me, but you'd rather blame everyone else than admit you're just looking for a reason to push people away.
Silence. Heavy silence. Nobody spoke because nobody talked back to Daniel. Daniel stared at me coldly. Then unexpectedly, he laughed bitterly.
You think kindness changes anything? People only disappoint you eventually.
For a second, his voice sounded exhausted instead of hungry, and somehow that hurt more. Later that night, I found Daniel sitting alone in complete darkness. Around midnight, I walked downstairs for water, then noticed the living room lights were off. At first, I thought everybody was asleep, until I saw Daniel sitting alone quietly in the window. No laptop, no phone, just silence, and honestly, he looked tired of existing. I walked closer carefully.
You sit in darkness often?
It's quieter.
You loved her a lot?
She was the last good thing that happened to me. After losing enough people, you stop getting attached.
That sounds lonely.
It's safer.
For the first time, I saw something fragile behind his attitude. The next morning, Daniel defended me in front of the entire company.
She only got promoted because she lives with the boss.
Say it louder. The only reason Maya survives here is because she works harder than most of you.
Silence. Painful silence. I stared at him quietly because somehow that was the first genuinely kind thing Daniel had done for me. That evening, Daniel finally smiled for the first time in years. Over the next few weeks, something slowly changed inside our house. Daniel smiled more, a little. He ate dinner downstairs again, worked less at night, and somehow the silence around him no longer felt empty. Then one evening, everything shifted completely. Daniel and I sat outside during light train. I laughed softly.
You know, you're less scary now.
That sounds insulting.
It's progress.
You're annoying.
And yet you kept me around.
You make the house feel alive again.
Silence. Real silence. The emotional kind. That was the moment I realized I was falling for my boss. One evening, I stood near the balcony preparing tea. Daniel walked toward me quietly, then stopped.
You know what scares me?
What?
Losing people again.
You can't avoid pain forever, Daniel. Some people stay.
For a second, neither of us moved. Then finally, Daniel smiled faintly, a real smile, the kind grief had stolen from him years ago, and gently he held my hand, this time without fear. Funny enough, I thought the worst thing about my first day as EA infrastructure was spilling coffee on a stranger. Turns out, meeting Daniel changed my life completely, because sometimes the coldest people aren't heartless, they are just carrying pain nobody helped them survive, and sometimes love doesn't heal people instantly, it simply reminds them they are still human. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more emotional stories every week. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, be safe and take care of yourselves.